All right, good morning. Hope everybody enjoyed their 3-day weekend. But now it's time to get back to some trading. So we got a little bit of a flag here forming on MDGS. Be a possible move there. Let's see, AES. Allied Sports is selling. The World Poker Tour element. Looks like it's pretty much stuck there. BTCS is one of the Bitcoin things. Good morning, Crow's Nest. PPS1. See, oh wow, Jivo's went nuts today. This has been one hell of a run on Jivo. Put it on watch, but it's a little high at the moment. It's a TRXC. What do we got here? We got CE Mark. TXRC. Good morning, One Life. What's up, buddy? A couple of different things moving. I want to see what the SPY's doing today because I feel like we're getting close to a pullback in the market. Let's see. It's pretty green today overall. Most of the stocks are green. LAC, this is making a nice move. Just broke over pre-market high. This is probably going to start running. Yep. It's starting to move a little bit. EH, another mid-cap stock. It's ran about $4 so far. Pretty much going straight up. I'll put it on the watch list anyway. Keep an eye on it. Blue. No PR. This was running into the 200 day at 430. Ooh, boy, we got a gap to fill back here. 440. Break of 441. Possible move all the way up to 530. 530 something. I'm very interested. Come back here. Get on the watch list. There you go. Let's see, where's that? Actually, break of 450. Break of 450. This could get going. Because once it breaks that, got room up to 550. It's a whole dollar in this gap to fill. Of no resistance in this area. So that 550 area would be some resistance. Then it's got room up to about another dollar move of 650. What's the float on this? Oops. 78. And if it breaks that 650, it then has room up to 794. So nice job on life. So this has got a lot of potential. It's pulling back right now, but I definitely want to keep an eye on it. Because there's not a ton of resistance ahead of it. 450 is a good possibility. 450 break. See, AMC is a movie stock. What are they doing? Looks like crap. See, is the SPY cracking a little bit? SPY getting close to cracking here. Is that actual ticker symbol? No. What do you mean OOH and GIVO? I don't think that's what you mean. So blew the nice pullback so far down to the 9 EMA. Oh, gotcha. I misunderstood it. No, you know the things. You know how I am sometimes. I'm not the sharpest rock in the tool shed, or the brightest I'm not the brightest crayon in the chicken coop. Huh? Looks like GIVO's trying to find some support above $10. If $10 could hold, that could possibly be a good entry point. It's the Canadian cabbage. There's no... Don't you talk crazy. You don't know about the Canadian cabbage. I don't know if you guys caught the swamp episode last night, but man, cocaine hippos. That's what's going on in the world now. We gotta worry about cocaine hippos. It's pretty hilarious. So now that we got a few more people in the live streams, if you guys have been following the crypto stuff, I did find a pretty good app to use in the US, and they're actually publicly listed. They're on the OTC for now, but this is Voyager, and Voyager is actually a pretty good app. I'll probably do a crypto live stream later today and show you guys Voyager, but I did buy 30 shares of Voyager. I'm gonna swing this because it's been on this uptrend, and as long as crypto stay hot, and it looks like Ethereum is pretty much gonna go on a run here soon. I did get in high on this earlier, like right before I started the stream. It was making its way up in this triangle, and I bought it at 660, but then it cracked. But that's alright, because I'm swinging this anyway, and it's only 30 shares. But basically, once it breaks that 665 area, it then has room apparently all the way up to 10. So, but I really like the app and what the company is trying to do. So, I think it's gonna continue to climb. Oh, you only heard the beginning. The beginning is where I brought up the cocaine hippo story. So let me let me explain it for anybody who didn't hear it, so that you guys can understand what I'm talking about. Well, I may not understand, but at least you'll have some idea, because all I've said is cocaine hippos, which is real random. Uh, Apparently, in South America, when they killed Pablo Escobar, they went to clean out a zoo, and four of the hippos escaped, and they've been breeding and spreading across South America and taking over. But the funniest part about it was, in the news media headlines, it said, like, this was CNN, Washington Post, several mainstream media. It said, real threat looms, or something like that, of cocaine hippos. The cocaine hippos need to meet the same fate as their owner. Like, of all the stuff going on right now, that's that's what they want to talk about. Hell yeah, Voyager popping back up. But yeah, that if you want to read that actual story, all you got to do is Google cocaine hippos and it'll come up. So if you hear me make a cocaine hippo joke, that's where it's from. But back to the trading. I just can't get over how funny that is. It's just funny. I don't know why it's so funny to me, but it's hilarious. See, LAC, yeah, it's still climbing. So it broke at pre-market high, and what have we ripped? About $2 now? Almost $2 on that. That's a pretty nice rip. Alright, now I'm going to kind of focus on blue. I may miss some other rips on some stuff, but blue just has so much potential. This is BLU. So I just want to keep a close eye on it. MDGS making this ugly flag. This is not a very pretty flag. Kind of barcoded. It's getting, it looks like some algorithm or something is trying to hold it up at 257, because humans don't make perfect candles like this. Like this line, if I draw this line across here, you can see all these candles perfectly hit there. And you can especially see it on the 5 minutes. So this is being it's being manipulated a little bit by some algorithms or whatnot. There's not a ton of volume on it at the moment, so that's probably why. Yeah, you can see it's very low volume. I don't think that's going to be a good trade, even if it does pop out of that weird little triangle it's making. So BLU kind of in a support, kind of building some support here. Let's see what Ethereum's up to today. Yeah, Ethereum all the way up to 1400 a day. We're going to see a nice move. A continuation on that. Probably. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know about MDGS. See, Voyager's just slowly going sideways at the moment. Like I said, this is more of a swing. Unless for some reason it rips to 10 today, which I don't think it will, but there's no telling because this is an OTC stock and this is heavily related to cryptocurrencies. So I'm pretty sure this is the only public company in the US for cryptos. Specifically for cryptos. I don't know if Robinhood's public. I don't think Robinhood's public. But I don't think it'll go on a massive run today like it did Friday. But I think in the next couple of days, and I may add to it if it comes back down any lower. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. See what we got. TNX. This is kind of ugly. SNGX is ugly. So it seems to me Devo starting to warm up. It held up that $10. Oh yeah, it did. It held up that actually it dropped a little bit below 10, but it's back above that 9 EMA on the 5. But yeah, that $10 area was a good entry. Like I said, you'd be up 30 cents so far. And this does have potential to keep moving. I don't know if I'd get in it right this second, but I want to see where this 5-minute candle closes at. See how's blue doing? Blue's still selling off. Really needs to kind of hold up in this area, so it may not break out today, because it did get held up by that 200 day, but there's a possibility tomorrow it could start to break out and fill that gap. What I'm saying is there's not a lot of penny stocks really with too much going on. Let's see, TRXC. This is a bit higher float penny stock. It does have a little bit of potential if it breaks 3. It is above all indicators. If it breaks 3, it just has the pre-market high at 308, and then it could keep running. That's interesting. I'm gonna put it on the watch list. Let's see, what is there? Okay, that's the CE mark. Or was that already on my watch? Oh, it was already on my watch list. Never mind. Let's see, TNX just got a buy signal on the 5-minute at that 245 area. This probably is about to pop up a little more. There's at 267. I don't know. Let's see. Give that a few minutes to wiggle around there. Oh yeah, Jivo's getting. Jivo is definitely slowly getting warmed up. Needs to break over 1050. There's some resistance right there. Let's see, looks like blue might have found some support finally. That 418 area. Sit on the 1-minute. Bam, that old resistance where it made this little triangle at. This old resistance is trying to hold as new support. So this may be a possible buying opportunity. I want to wait and see where this candle closes at though. Yeah, I don't think MDGS is going to do anything. I'm taking it off my watch list. I don't like how it looks. Looks too barcodey. EH. Lot of upper shadows there. It's probably going to sell off soon. I'll take it off too. Back over to TRXC. Yeah, apologies. I was a little bit late to the stream. I just be honest with you guys. I didn't sleep great, so then I woke up at like 5 in the morning and I was looking at different stocks and stuff, and I was messing around on the Voyager account because I found the Voyager crypto exchange a few days ago, and it took them a couple of days to approve it, and then it got approved last night, so I was looking at that for a while, and then I accidentally fell back asleep at like 8. I should have got up and started making my watch list, but I'd been up for a few hours. Like I said, I was up about 5 or 6, and then I fell back asleep. So normally I don't get up that early. I usually get up around 7:30, to get the stream and stuff ready. But hey, it's a short trading week anyway. We had the holiday yesterday. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on in this world in the political atmosphere that could affect the stock market. I'm getting real suspicious of a crash coming soon. Or maybe not a big crash, but at least a pullback like we saw here. This was the big COVID one, but we've been pretty much going straight up without any pullback. And the thing I really don't like is how small these little green candles are. I mean, some of these are just smushed. So it's a pretty mixed market. A lot of selling. Still some buying going on, but a lot of selling. And if you saw Biden's plans for the first 100 days, it is spend. That money printer is going to be going full blast, non-stop, because we don't have any money to spend, so it's got to come from somewhere, and it's got to be printed. So, gonna be a little sketchy for the financial markets. I don't know how much more money they can print before things start to go awry. Covered calls on the Ledger X. I'm not. I've got the Ledger X, but I don't exactly know how you'd go about doing that. Doing covered calls. And I'm not sure even what a covered call is. Isn't that an option thing? I don't like options that much. Put all your portfolio on the sideline. See, that's the thing right now. There's a debate between all the economists whether it's going to be inflation or deflation. If it's inflation, you want your money in assets. If it's deflation, keeping a nice pile of cash is a good idea, because then all the prices will drop and you'll have a lot more buying value for your money. So that's kind of the thing. It would seem like it's going to be inflation with all the money printing. Very much so. Yeah, I do got a Discord. Was that for options, or what are you talking about on that? Because I really don't need to be learning another thing right at the moment. I'm still learning about all the crypto stuff. But yeah, there's a debate. There's a big debate right now. Whether it's going to be inflation or deflation. So I'm kind of not sure whether to go more cash or go more assets. But regardless, I'm still buying silver and gold, because in either case, either inflation or deflation, it still is not a bad place to have your money. It is options, okay. Yeah, no, I know that much about options. I know the basics, and that it's a way to buy a lot more shares for a cheaper price, but I'll probably get into options later, but let me get crypto a pretty good understanding of crypto trading, till I feel confident in it, and then I might start looking at options. But right now I got a lot going on. Yeah. The crypto, to me, crypto is not been too hard on a lot of the stuff I've seen on it. A lot of the trades. Well, I haven't made that many trades, and none of them were big. But as far as day trading cryptos, they stay pretty much in the same range for a little while on the chart intraday. And so, if you just buy it when it's down at the bottom support and then hold it, it usually goes back up. There's like plenty of... And it's not like huge moves or anything, but it's enough to where you can scalp, and without no PDT rule and the ability to trade 24/7, if you just go in with a scalping strategy with cryptos and just continually scalp, especially if you have a broker that's no commissions, because that was my biggest thing with Coinbase. Coinbase Pro did have lower commissions, but Voyager doesn't have any commissions. I'm pretty excited about Voyager. I like that platform a lot. They just don't have a desktop platform. They only had the phone app, but the phone app is pretty good. It's better than a majority of the other phone apps that I've tried out. But those free commissions are nice, so you can constantly scalp. And I was worried about the fees being inside of the spreads, because a lot of times when something is commission free, they'll try to hide it in the spreads. But I did a little testing with it and market ordered in on some crypto last night, and I actually got a decent entry on a market order, so it's not in the spreads, or if it is in the spreads, they have pretty good execution from what I saw. Like I said earlier, I'll probably do another crypto stream this evening at some time to show you guys Voyager. But then the other thing I like about it is this is actually Voyager. This is the company right here. They're publicly listed, so they got to be transparent with all their stuff. So I like that. But that's why I'm swinging a few shares of it here. And Voyager actually has a pretty good referral affiliate program right now. So I'll put that link up in the community tab or whatever in the live stream tonight. If anybody wants to go use that affiliate link, you get $25 in Bitcoin, which is the highest rewards I've seen for affiliate links. Well, Webull actually has pretty good affiliate links too. If you get 2 to 4 stocks, I know during Christmas they were giving out 4 stocks. You can easily get 4 stocks that are worth $10 and get a $40 a nice $40 whatever. $40 in stocks. So this support on blue did not hold up. So may stay away from blue then. Yeah, VYGVF needs to break over 660 today. Really needs to do it pretty soon. There's a lot of resistance at 660 though. See, Jivo got up to 1060, so that was a decent little bounce play there for 60 cents. LAC. Yeah, penny stock market is not, at least the penny stock NASDAQ market is not moving a whole lot. That's an interesting move. Positive coverage decision. You can see the Darvos box worked really well on this one. Had a buy signal there at 172. Just ran in 233, so that was a good 60-cent move. Wait a minute, FRSX. Wow, I was gonna say, wasn't this like $5 the other day? Yeah, $4 this, or 4 days. This went from $5 up to $11.22. It's quite a big move. Yeah, they don't have any news. Interesting. The box is called Darvos box, DHAVRS. Here, I'll type it in the thing for you. If you got Thinkorswim, as far as I know, Thinkorswim is the only platform that has it where it has this algorithm buy signal. So I'm still experimenting with that. myself, and it's been pretty decent. You just kind of got to figure out when the best time to buy. Yeah, that happens. That happens. Virus or virus. You never know where the top of a stock is going to be at. You can make your educated analysis where support and resistance are, but if it's something like TXRC or FRSX for that matter, you're above all the indicators, you're above all the resistance, so you really don't know where that top is going to be at. But I mean, if you got $2 a share, you did good anyway. So it's nothing to be worried or ashamed of or anything. It's very hard not to leave money on the table in the stock market because you just never know. Give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, guys. Oh, TRXC popped while I was gone. Sorry, it took a little longer than I thought. There was a cocaine hippo in my backyard, and I had to fight it off with a tube sock and a bar of soap, so... yeah, this is broke pre-market high. I'd imagine... Kind of looks like it's either going to consolidate a little bit here above 3. It needs to hold above 3. Really needs to hold above 305 area, but as long as it holds above 3, consolidates there for a little bit, then it could start making the next leg up. One line saying SPWR. Let's see what's going on with SPW. Whoops. Got a whole bunch of nonsense going on there. There we go. That's one of those mid caps moving up nicely. Found support, it looks like a 35.60 area, and then bounced about almost $2 so far. It's oil giant. What is this about? French energy giant said it would pay $2.5 billion for a 20% stake in the world's largest solar developer. Huh. Interesting. That's very interesting. Some big money is getting moved from the oil industry, from a giant oil company, into a solar power company. Of course, Biden said he was going to put us back in the Paris Climate Accord. Paris Climate Accord. Oh God, I hope we don't get into a parrot climate accord. Those parrots are sketchy, man. You can't be making deals with parrots. Well, who do you? But yeah, the Paris Climate Accord, or whatever the hell it's called, could be an interesting sign that we may see a lot of oil stocks drop, except for the ones that start buying into renewable energies. I would say we'll probably see a renewable energy push. They've already been moving somewhat. Let's see, I'll check back on blue. Okay, so blue's found support at, well, I don't want to say it's found support there yet, but it's trying to find a support at $4. It's actually a pretty decent support. It's where pre-market high was. Let's see, NIO, that's, well, you guys just gave me 4 ticker symbols to look at. Up TRXC, so I did that little consolidation there, held above 3, and then popped again. What is NIO even at right now? I know NIO don't they have like a bunch of back orders, like millions or billions in back orders for their into the hydrogen truck? Is that what NIO is? That which one NIO is? Oh, it is an EV car? Okay, I thought this was the... I know there's one that's a hydrogen truck that's got a bunch of back orders. Thought it was an IO, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. So, here's the thing with EV cars. I mean, we already know Tesla is a major player in the EV market. And then we've got NIO, Solo. Trying to think of what the other ones are. I know there's like 4 or 5, but anyway, these companies are solely focused on the EV cars, but a lot of the major companies like Ford are putting out EV cars. Ford's putting out the first EV Mustang like in a couple of weeks or something like that. It's going to be out this year. So when you have all those big companies that were doing fossil fuels starting to switch over to EV cars, the competition is going to be very heavy. Like NIO's been able to move because there hasn't been that much competition, but they're going to be running into a lot of competition here soon as all these major brands start switching to EV. I mean, we're talking it's going to be across the board. It'll be Toyota, Honda, Ford, GM, BMW, Volvo. Like they're all going to move towards that. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's backed by the China government. I mean, that's something. That's something. Like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, if that's your reason for buying it, then you have to think about that for a second. You have to think about that. Do you trust? Would you trust giving the Chinese government your money? And it's nothing against China personally. I wouldn't trust giving the U.S. with my money. I don't like giving them my tax dollars in the U.S., so I don't know. China's really something I would trust my investment on, but that's just something you gotta think about. You may trust China's government with your money, but I probably wouldn't. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of competition for the EV cars, so it's kind of risky. No matter what EV stock you get on, besides Tesla, that's something you're going to have to consider. Is the competition is going to be pretty fierce. So then let's see. We had somebody ask about GHIV. I'm not familiar with. Oh, I've heard of this. Gore's Holding. I'm not sure, though, what it is about. Yeah, I don't know enough about this company to really tell you my thoughts on it. But you just got, as long as you're doing your due diligence, that's all that matters. If you had a good reason for buying this, and that's the important thing. If you don't have a reason for buying it, then you shouldn't buy it. You should never buy any stocks without knowing why you were buying it and where you're going to sell it at. Whether it goes to the downside or upside, you need to know exactly what is going on with it. But Baba and Badu made you money. I mean, hey, you can make money on them, but long-term investments. I don't know if you guys want to trust the Chinese government, and you've made money doing that, I'm not gonna knock it. It's just me personally. I don't trust any government with my investments, and that's why I'm really hopping on the crypto train. I like the idea of blockchain a lot because those governments can't get their greedy little paws all over your money. Let's see, what else did you ask me about OAC? OAC, I'm not that familiar with as well. Oaktree Acquisition Corp. That sounds like. What are they about? Yeah, see, I don't know what this is. I don't know what it's really about. I'd have to do more research on it. So, same thing. Now, the last one, Sundial, I do know a little bit about. This is one of the pot growing companies, and they've been making a nice little slow rebound. Their financials aren't terrible. It does have room to get up to that 80 cent area, maybe even 93 cents. And if it ever breaks back over $1, it could start moving again. So just keep that in mind. You do have that resistance at 80 cents. It looks like 71, probably 71 to 75 cents is going to be some resistance. And then $1 is going to be real strong resistance because this hasn't been over $1 in looks like 6 months. Let's see, what's TRC doing? TRC is trying to still hold over 3. I mean, NIO might be ahead of everybody right now except for Tesla, but I mean, if you count out those major companies like Ford and stuff, you might get caught with your pants down. You're talking about established companies that's been around for years that have big credit lines and the billions of dollars. You know, they've got the resources, they've got the connections, they got everything they need to come in and start messing with that industry. You know, like I said, the Ford's putting out that EV Mustang this year. And as far as American sales, do you think American sales are they going to is NIO going to outsell the Mustang in America? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just giving you my thoughts on it. Could NIO be better in the rest of the globe? Yeah, that's a possibility too. But it's all speculation at this point. Because it is a new industry. Any new industry like that is going to be a lot of speculation. Yeah, I like crypto asterisks. That's what I was saying earlier. I'm probably going to do another crypto trading live stream later today and show you guys the. Well, I don't know if I can show you the Voyager app. I have to figure out how I can screen share my phone to my streaming software uh, for the Voyager app because it's only on the phone. If I can figure out how to do that, then I can do a live stream and show you guys Voyager and maybe make a trade. I really want to use Voyager for the day trading because it is commission free. Yeah, I think price point would be a big deal. That's why I kind of like Solo's single car, the single passenger car, because that is going to be the lowest EV car. It comes in, I think they're priced at 18,000. But my concern is with that one person car is how many people are going to buy one person cars. You know, a lot of people like to drive around with their friends and stuff. But who knows with social distancing and all that, you know, you can see a lot of college students buy a solo car and stuff. So I don't know. Like I said, it's a lot of speculation in the EV market. What's going to happen? And then it also depends on the governments of the world and what they plan on doing. Right now, I have no idea what those crazy people are thinking. Yeah, Tesla, I think, is a pretty safe bet because Elon Musk is just an incredible human being. And they're not just doing EV cars, they're doing batteries and all kinds of other stuff. So, like their EV cars, if they want, they could drop the prices pretty easily and cut out a lot of the competition because they can afford to take a loss on the EV cars to stifle competition while maintaining profits through the batteries and everything else that they're working on. So Tesla's to me it's overvalued right now. Where's Tesla even at? I know this thing's been going nuts lately, but it always goes nuts. Whoops. I do think it's overvalued, but it may... Damn it, wrong one again. But it may not matter. Yeah, all the way up to 800 something. That's what I'm saying. I do feel like Tesla's overvalued, but it just keeps climbing, so... Whether I think it's overvalued or not is irrelevant. It's whether everybody else in the markets think it's overvalued, and apparently they don't think it's overvalued, or they didn't think it was overvalued because it just kept running and running. It is kind of in a little interesting area right now. It's a little tight consolidation. These candles are getting squeezed real tight. Could be due for a pullback, but it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to say with Tesla because book value and valuation is not really very good indicators for Tesla. Tesla gets so much hype and so many people. Yeah, I know it split in October. It did that split. And then it had a little pullback, and then it shot back up again. Oh, Varus, do I like Voyager better than Coinbase Pro? I do. I do like it better. The phone app, like I said, Voyager doesn't have a desktop version available. You can only trade on the phone app, but the phone app is way better than Coinbase Pro's phone app. There's like overall it's better. It doesn't have, or I haven't figured out yet how to turn the charts to candlesticks, so you kind of got line charts. There could be a way, I'm not sure. Like I said, I just was approved for the account with Voyager last night, so I'm still figuring it out. But the execution speeds are good. It's commission free. You have some great interest that can be earned on holding different coins. Like right now they have 8.5% APY on holdings of USD coin over 100 coins. So that's really pretty good. 8.5% annual return on your dollars, and your dollars being in a coin form. That's a pretty good deal. But they have a lot of that stuff like that. But yeah, if anybody, no, I'm not holding any XRP. I've stayed away from that because of all the lawsuits and stuff. You know, it could, the lawsuits may not do anything to it, but I'm just not going to risk holding it during those lawsuits and everything going on. There's plenty of cryptos. Oh yeah, I love dividend stocks. Dividend stocks are great. One of my favorites is IIPR, which is actually a cannabis REIT. Like if you're looking at dividend stocks, you have to look at REITs, because REITs are, and I have a video on REITs if you want more information, but they're required by law to pay out 90% of their profits to shareholders. So you get pretty high dividend payments. And there's some that pay out monthly dividends. You can see there, even during 2020, with everything going on, O still paid out consistent dividends across the board every single month. So REITs are very interesting. Like I said, go check out that video if you want to learn more about REITs. But they're definitely great dividend stocks. Not all of them. You got to do your due diligence on anything. But if you like dividend stocks, or you're looking to get into dividend stocks, you can't look at dividend stocks without looking at REITs. Yeah, XR. Good morning, Mark. Yeah, XRP is dead. Yeah, I mean, it's probably dead. I mean, the lawsuits and things that are going on with it, and then Coinbase suspended it from their exchange. That's what really made me go, I'm staying away from that. Because if exchanges are suspending trading of it, then that's pretty sketchy. But it could also mean nothing. I mean, it's on the blockchain, so there's not really necessarily anything the government can do about it. So it could stay around. AMC, let's see what AMC's doing. Let's see, it's getting held up at the 50-day at that 292. Let's see, where's it at? I'll just say 290. Why do they got hype? Oh, it's got 100 million note offering. Possibly could get a day trade out of this if it breaks 3. Let's see, GVO is testing 10. GVO can continue to hold up 10. It can get a nice move. Oh yeah, and if you're still back to Voyager, Voyager is a public traded company as well. This is the Voyager ticker symbol. I have started a small little swing position in it. But it is an OTC stock, so you got to be aware of that. You can't market in and out. You can only go limit orders with OTC stocks. Vaccine stocks. That COVID is such a crazy thing. Here's the thing, though. You guys asked me about a lot of different stocks and stuff, and that's fine. But you need to do your own research on them. Like I said, it's very important that you understand why you're buying an investment and selling an investment, where you're going to buy it at, where you're going to sell it at, and why you are doing those things. So it's not a good idea to go around to live stream chats or stock twits or Reddit or anything like that to try to find what stocks to buy. You're gonna have to do the research. There's no getting around it, because if you don't hold yourself accountable, you're gonna end up losing big on listening to other people's suggestions and advice. And I'm not a licensed advisor, so that's why I don't tell people to buy or sell stocks. Plus, I just don't believe in telling people to buy or sell stocks. I give you my opinions. I'll do the top 5 list and stuff where, like, these are my top 5 picks, but that doesn't mean that you should go out and buy them. You have to do your own research. You have to understand why you're buying and selling stocks. Or cryptos, or anything. Gold, silver, real estate. If you look at it from a real estate aspect, would you go and just buy it? Would you go ask somebody and say, hey, should I buy that house? Does that sound like a good idea to you? Because without getting an inspection and checking the property trends and what school district it's in and what's the property taxes, without doing all that, you're going in blind into a real estate investment that could, end up being a terrible investment. So it's the same thing across the board with investing. You have to do the research, and you have to do it yourself. You can't get around that. Think about it. See, first, you have to understand one thing. This is going to be one of the biggest lessons that you're going to have to learn. And I'm going to probably do a video where I touch on it, because I'm going to be talking about inflation and deflation. But across the board, you have to understand what value is. Money, currency, the US dollar has no value. There's no value to that other than the government's word is the value. When you're working your job or whatever you're doing, you're trading your time for value. You're not trading your time for that currency. You're trading it for value. The currency is just a measure of value. So value is transferable over into many things, but you have to not look at it like in terms of dollars. If you're looking at it in terms of dollars, then you're missing the whole entire picture of value, because value, the purchasing power of the dollar can change. So $1 may be $1, but the actual value that dollar can buy you may be 50 cents, maybe 20 cents. The value is relative to a lot of different factors. So you have to first understand that the basic idea of, we've grown up on learning that dollars is money and savings accounts and all that. Throw all that shit out the window. Savings accounts are garbage. You don't want to be trading your time for dollars. Trading time for dollars is not a great idea. That's why most people get stuck in the hamster wheel of working 9 to 5s and never get out. So, you have to use that to get out of the hamster wheel. But when you start understanding value, you'll be able to look at investments a little bit different, instead of just looking at it by that currency measure of value. Like, if you see a house that's $200,000, it may be $200,000, but what's the real value of the house? Is the house potentially valued more because it has
strong foundation and it has like a pond in the backyard. So like right now it may be worth 200,000, but in another year that value that's actually in the house may be around 3 or 400,000. So the monetary currency is just a measure. There's no real value of a dollar. So that's something you got to understand. And then when you're looking at different investments, like people think, what should I research when I'm looking for a stock? So the stocks are businesses. If you've ever managed a business or you've ever seen the books of a business, that's what you want to look at. You want to look to see if they're a good run business. So how much money are they making? How much debt are they in? And you can think of it on a micro level. Think about yourself. Most people don't run their lives like businesses, but you should be. If you just on a micro level, you should have a spreadsheet of your incoming and outgoing expenses every month. So your income, any other income that you may have, and then all your outgoing expenses. And that's pretty much a balance sheet, and that's going to be the same thing as a company. You want to see a company have a good balance sheet. So, for example, if you have a bad credit score and you're $50,000 in debt and you only got $1,000 in cash and you're only bringing in $2,000 a month, but you got $2,500 going out a month, you're in bad shape as a person, as an individual. Well, that's the same thing on a business level. Is you're probably in pretty bad shape if you're bringing in negative money and you're in tons of debt. Now, debt can be a good thing. If you're using debt right, it can be a good thing. But the only way that it's a good thing is if it's an asset and not a liability. People will say buy a house, buying a house and living in it is an asset. Well, no, it's not. If you buy a house and you live in it, then you have monthly income going out of your pocket every month. So you got to pay mortgage, insurance, water, electric, all that. That's a liability. Now, if you buy a house and you rent it out to somebody else and they're paying all of that, then you've got a positive cash flow, even if it's $20. That's no longer a liability, that's an asset. So it's the same thing across the board with any investment, stocks, cryptos, anything. What are the bones of the company? Is it like, think of it on a simple level, like if there's problems, and the crypto's a little different because they're not set up the same as companies. So, but value still relevant to cryptos. It's all supply and demand. So you got to understand supply and demand. Why cryptos are going up right now is because there's a heavy demand for cryptos. You have a lot of people trying to hedge their portfolios with cryptos. Same thing with gold and silver. Gold and silver's been going up because the demand is high. And these things have Bitcoin, for instance, has a very low supply of Bitcoin. So with heavy demand, low supply, Bitcoin rips through the roof and goes to 40,000. So hopefully that helps. I kind of was all over the place with that explanation, but there's several factors you really need to look at and understand when investing, and those are the important things. You got to understand value. You got to understand balance sheets, and like I said, balance sheets, like people will try to make it overcomplicated, but like I said, just think of it as an individual level. Like if you're in all that bad debt, and you look at a company and it's in that same bad debt, well, you're both in that same boat. Doesn't matter that they're a big corporation or not. Yeah, One Life's giving you some good advice. He's talking about technical analysis, though, studying candlesticks and volume. That's technical analysis, but it is supply and demand because these candlesticks represent the price action. So, and all the price action is just the supply and demand, where the buyers are at, where the sellers are at, and all that. If you never read Rich Dad Poor Dad, you definitely want to read that book. That's going to give you a good understanding of some of the stuff that I'm talking about, value and all that. It's not really going to transfer so much into stocks, but overall, a picture of investing and what it entails. That's definitely a book you want to check out. And Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki has a YouTube channel, Rich Dad Radio. A lot of great content there for investors. I follow that pretty closely because they're on the ball all the time with what's going on. And then there's plenty of day trading and stock market investing books and stuff out there to learn from. I have a playlist called Ben's Stock Reviews. You can go check that. And on those stock reviews, I go through some of the stuff that I look at to decide whether something could be a good investment. Like, I don't go into a ton of detail, but I'll go look at the financials and statistics of the company, and then go look at the website and all that, so you can get an idea of some of that stuff there as well. But it's always, you're going to be a student to the stock market and investing your entire life. Anybody who tells you they're a master or a guru is full of shit. You are a student until you die, because you are constantly having to learn and adapt to the markets, because the markets are constantly changing. Everybody thought the markets were nice and fine. It's like, oh, the economy's great. The stock market's been on this nice bull run. And then what happens? I don't know, where we get COVID and everything goes to shit. So you had to adapt. A lot of probably people with their 401ks or whatever who don't pay that much attention to the stock market, they were probably just selling and trying to save as much money as they could during that crash. Well, smart investors were buying companies at discount prices. I bought some pretty good picks after we hit the bottom and it started rebounding. Like, I got CRISPR at like $60, and CRISPR's at $200 now. So you gotta constantly learn and adapt. So technical is going to be more on the charts. There's a lot of different types of technical analysis, but that's going to be pretty much on your charts. You're going to be looking for patterns. You're going to be looking for repeating patterns. You're going to look for uptrends, downtrends, triangles, U-shapes. What's going on with indicators, support, resistance. So technical analysis is all that, and fundamentals are like what I was saying with the balance sheet of the company, who's the management of the company, because you definitely want to look at the people who are running the company. Back in January, when I was talking about Planet 13 real heavy, it was $2, and a lot of people were like, nah, that stock's going to be trash. I went to Vegas, actually went into Planet 13, checked out that dispensary. Long story short, after looking at their management, realizing that they had lawyers who had a lot of experience as their CEOs and CSOs and all that in management, I realized it was a pretty good investment. And now Planet 13 is up to $6 and something. And that's a pot stock. We'll pop over and see where it's at today. No, so it's at 570 right now. I'm going sideways in this 5 to 6 area. So that's more the fundamental side, looking at how the company is run, what potential the company could be, because you can also buy into a really good run company, but if they've hit their peak and they're not growing and they're not reaching out anymore, well, then that company is just going to go stagnant and go sideways, and it's not really a good investment if it's just going sideways. You want to find that growth fundamentally. Like you can see with Planet 13, it was all the way down at 63 cents after the COVID drop. I should have loaded up there. I didn't. I really kicked myself for that one, but you can see it's nice. This nice consistent growth happening with that. And you can see the same type of thing if you go on the max chart. Yeah, you can see the nice consistent growths. But if you look at something like Apple, you can see you've got this nice consistent growth since way back here, and overall they just continue to climb. Now it's way up here. But that's kind of the difference between fundamental and technical. Technical is more looking at the charts. Fundamentals is looking at the actual company. And you can trade both ways or invest both ways. Personally, I kind of mix them. When I'm doing my long-term investing, I mix them. I look at technical analysis and I look at fundamentals, because technical analysis can help get you better entries. Because fundamental trading or fundamental investing, what a lot of investors do is they just continually buy every month the same stock or same stocks if they've got a portfolio. So they don't really care too much about where the price is. They're just looking for that compounding gains on a stock. So they'll just continually be buying every single month, building their position, and as the company grows, their position grows. With technical analysis, though, you can find a good spot to get in a better entry. Like you can, instead of just buying every month or whatever, because you have the idea that over the longer term the company is going to be good, you can buy the dips. So like if you thought LAC here was a company you wanted to long term invest in, you see this pop here, you wait, you buy this dip, let it climb back up, maybe sell a little bit at the top, let it dip again, buy it right there off support, let it climb up, gets a little bit off of that indicator, sells off, buy back, buy some more there, shoots up, sell a little bit there, let it drop again, buy some more there, shoots up, sell a little bit there, hold it, hold the rest of it, wait for it to dip, buy more, and see that can be very good. Whereas a lot of fundamental investors don't really pay attention. Say they buy here at 465, and then they buy here at 241, then they're buying here at 329, and buying here at 426, and buying here at 660. That'll average out, but you're not going to get as good as gains as you would if you were using technical analysis as well. So I think you have to use both, personally, but that's just me. The legend of Daniel B. Yeah, I mean, just take what One Life says as some advice. Just write it down, and then just Google what he said, and you'll probably get articles and books and all that stuff to dive in further, because it is going to be hard for him to explain over the chat, because One Life is a very good trader. And don't listen, like Daniel B is a great trader, but Daniel B is also stubborn and set in his ways. He's a very, very good fundamental trader, but refuses to even look at crypto or anything like that. So while he is a good trader, he has some bad habits, and I'm not knocking him, because I have some bad habits too. My discipline is pretty bad when it comes to day trading. I continually work on it. But Daniel B is not perfect. He has some faults. So the legend of Daniel B is a legend. He is a great trader. There's no doubt about that. Uh, but you can pick up some bad habits like closed-mindedness from Daniel B. He doesn't do any courses or anything though. You'd be lucky to even get him to talk to you because he doesn't like to talk to people. Now Daniel B doesn't claim to be a guru either, and like I said, anybody who claims to be a guru is full of shit. You're a student until the day you die, and Daniel B will agree with me on that. Like I guarantee 100% Daniel B will agree with that. One Life, I know you agree with that as well. You're always a student. There's no gurus. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Daniel B is such a great trader because he's focused in on doing one thing and doing that one thing well. But I do think he misses a lot of opportunities by not being open minded. But that's, like I said, I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying that's the kind of the difference between me and him. I'm way more open minded. It took me a while to really embrace crypto and blockchain, but I'm doing it. Where it'll probably be 10 years before Daniel B embraces crypto and blockchain. But yeah, that's a good point. Like he's a good, very good trader because of he stays in his lane. But that's his lane, and that's what I say. I say this all the time. There are so many different ways to make money in the stock market and in all the financial markets. There's no wrong or right way to do things, and everybody is different. Everybody has a different brain. Everybody has different way of doing things, different ways of learning. So everybody's strategy is going to be a little bit different. You literally could take what Daniel B is doing right now. You could learn everything he's doing, take that strategy, and still lose money if your thinking is a little bit different. Like you have to build as an individual trader and investor. You have to figure out what you're comfortable with, figure out what works for you, what strategies work for you. Some people don't like to scalp. Scalping is quick, in and out pops, and that's too fast for some people, and that's fine. Some people don't need to scalp. If you got bad anxiety or anything like that, scalping may not be for you. Penny stock trading is kind of that same boat. Penny stock trading is a little bit more riskier than most investments because these penny stocks shoot up and go straight down. So if you got heart problems, you and you don't know what you're doing and you jump in a penny stock that's ripped $2 or $3 and then it comes down $2 or $3, you may not feel good after that with those heart problems. So everybody's different, and that's something you got to keep in mind when investing and trading. And you've got to build your own personal strategies and personal what do you call it, mantras or whatever. You know what I mean. You got to build your own personal thing to do it, and it takes time. That's what it's all about. But that's why I say you got to do your own research, because if you're not doing your own research, you're never going to build your personal strategy and figure out what you like and don't like. Yeah, see, like One Life doesn't like to trade penny stocks anymore. But that's One Life. Everybody's different. Everybody is different. Let's see. Let's check on Voyager here. It's at that 660 area. That's the resistance that's getting held up at. It needs to break over that 660 if it's going to move. So the best thing to do is learn a lot of different perspectives. Like I know I have my YouTube channel, and most YouTube channels you won't hear other people tell you to go to other YouTube channels, but I will. Learn what you can from my channel. Go watch other channels. Learn what you can from them. Build your trading world around you and customize it to your liking, and get point of views and perspectives from all over the place. I'm not somebody who is scared to tell subscribers to go to other places. Like, I'm constantly watching Peter Schiff and Robert Kiyosaki and these older guys who are economists and traders and investors, and learning their perspectives. So there's a lot that can be learned all over the place. Uh, are you asking One Life or me about the PDT rule? Because I'm not over the PDT rule right now. I'm still on this small cash account that I've been trying to grow for a year and a half now. Yeah, so One Life took over 2 years. Uh, like I said, I struggle with discipline. And it's caused me a lot of unnecessary losses. Plug is warming up. Let's check out Plug. Let's see, what do they got? Got a new general manager. Sort of and not sort of. So with a cash account, it does take 48 hours for your funds to settle after you make a trade. So if you're on a small cash account like I'm on, because I've been trying to do this small account challenge, which is, like I said, with discipline issues, is very hard to do. You're not going to be able to trade that much. But if you're trading with like $5,000 on a cash account, and you break that up each day into like 2,500, so Monday you trade 2,500, Tuesday you trade 2,500, Wednesday you trade 2,500, Thursday you trade 2,500. You can get around the PDT rule that way, and you can make as many trades as you can afford to with settled money. So that is an option to get around it. And if you're new to trading and investing, you should only be on a cash account anyway. You should not be on a margin account, because that is dangerous as hell. I don't do Forex because that's too much. There's too, like I already have a lot going on. Like I've got the day trading I do. I've got my long-term investing I do. I've got this channel where I'm trying to constantly keep up with the content. Like I've got a list of videos I need to record and put out. Like I'm talking a big list. And I'm trying to get through it. But then I also do these live streams every morning at Market Open. Now I'm doing the crypto live streams. I've got the other channel for the politics and crazy talk with my father-in-law. I got a lot going on. So Forex and options, it's something I do want to eventually learn. But I'm good right now with everything I got. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself. I mean, I think there's definitely money to be made day trading Forex as well, but I like my stock trading, and I'm really digging cryptos, so I'm going to stick with those for a while until I feel a lot more comfortable with the cryptos, and then I may start looking at options and Forex. But as of right now, too much going on. That's the short answer. But there's plenty of ways to make money. I've got a new series coming out. I'm going to start this week. It's going to be called Abnormal Investing. And I've compiled a list of things you can invest in that are outside the normal stuff. So it's outside the stock market, outside of Forex, outside of cryptos. There's a lot of stuff to invest in out there that you may not be aware of. So I'll be starting that series, like I said, this week with the first video, with a very interesting platform. It's going to be a very interesting video, I think. I don't know. You may or may not be interested in it, but it's going to be interesting. Yeah, baseball cards and art, that's... I mean, baseball cards, sports cards, and memorabilia, they can go up in value. But, you know, it all depends on the player and then what happens with that player, because you get some players who get out of everything and then end up, you know, doing crazy stuff. Art, for sure. Art is one of the ones I'm going to cover, because there is some very good value in art, depending on what it is. To start trading, you don't need much. Start with, because here's the thing. This is the best thing that you can do starting out trading. Just start with $50. Take $50, something that's not going to be a big deal if you lose it, and just trade 1 and 2 share increments while you're learning the platform. You can, because Thinkorswim is commission free, so as long as it's commission free broker that you're using, it's not going to cost you. You're not going to have to worry about fees eating into your money. But just trade 1 or 2 shares until you're comfortable with trading 1 or 2 shares, and then scale it up. Go to 3 to 4 shares. And then scale it up and go to 5 to 6 shares. And scale it up and go to 10 shares. And as you get comfortable with each level, treat it like a video game. Like, okay, I've got to beat this first level of where I'm only trading 1 or 2 shares. But what that's going to do is, it's going to do multiple things. One, you're not risking your money. Like I said, it's $50. If you lose the $50, you're out $50. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But if you're using stop losses and all that, you're not just going to lose the $50 in one trade. That's probably not going to happen. So you got to get through that first level, and it's going to give you the experience, because the only way to get better at trading is trading. So you're going to get the experience. It's also going to give you an awareness of what it feels like to trade with your own money, because you're using real money. Even though it's not a lot, still you don't want to lose any money. So it's gonna get you in a good mind state for that, to where you're not so emotional when trading larger money. But that's the whole point, is to scale it up from there. As you get comfortable on each level, 1 to 2 shares, move to the next level of the game, 3 to 4 shares. And if you do that over time, once you get up to trading 300 shares of stocks, and you're doing it comfortably, and you've got a lot of experience under your belt, then you're going to start making some nice money. But if you jump in with like $4,000, I see gurus tell people this shit all the time, and it drives me nuts. They're like, oh yeah, you need $4,000 to start trading. It's like, no, that's insane. That's insane. If you don't know what you're doing and you put $4,000 in the stock market, you might as well just bend over and take it with no Vaseline, because that's what you're going to do to yourself. So take the time to slowly build up, just trading small amounts of shares. I'm sure there's people who, Ross Cameron is one of those who claims he started with 500 and then made 2 million. No, do not hop in with 10K. Put put your 10K in something and just wait and start off with like $50 to $100 and slowly grow. If you throw 10K in right now, that without knowing what you're doing, that's going to be not a good thing. All right, guys, give me just a couple of minutes here. I'm going to take a breather because I've been going on a lesson tangent here for the past couple of hours, so I need a little break. Yeah, exactly. More money, no education means you go broke. Exactly. Don't get trapped into Ross Cameron stuff. That's fine to watch his videos and get his perspectives, but the way he trades is not that realistic. I mean, he trades with thousands and thousands of shares at a time, and if you're a new trader, that is going to be like if you've ever rode a roller coaster and your butthole puckers, that's what's going to happen to you. Your butthole is going to be puckered the whole time you're trading, and you don't want that to be the case. You want to be comfortable. You want to be relaxed while you're trading because you don't want the emotions to take control and start trading for you, because then you start revenge trading. You make mistakes. I'm just trying to save you such a headache. I know you're excited about trading and investing. You've got that 10K ready. You're ready to go. But just listen to me. Start with like $50. Trade with that on a small level and scale yourself up. Scale your shares up as you get comfortable on every level. You will be a much better trader that way. And when you finally get up to that level of making big money, you will be consistently profitable. And you'll be able to take that 10K and turn it into a lot more money later. But his bull flag strategy is fine. Ross in the trading community, he's a guy. You know, he's a guy. He claims he's one of those ones who kind of claim to be a guru. Like I said, you can watch this stuff, get his perspective. Do not buy his courses. Don't buy anybody's courses. Here's the thing. Anybody trying to sell you something is like, if they're here, this is the question you got to ask yourself. If they're making $1 million a year or whatever day trading, then why the hell are they trying to sell you something when you're just getting started out and you don't have a lot of money? Because I don't make $1 million a year, and I do all my stuff for free on YouTube because I enjoy having a community of traders to trade with and stuff. But if somebody's making millions of dollars, why on their trading, then why are they trying to sell you stuff? So all the information is out there is free. Ross Cameron did not invent the bull flag strategy. The bull flag strategy has been around for a long time. Most strategies have been around for a very long time. So, is he good at trading the bull flag strategy? Sure. But, I mean, like I said, he's trading massive amounts of shares. And if that bull flag doesn't break out, he can hop out for a quick little profit before it comes back down. But if you're trying to grow a smaller account, you're going to get caught in that trap because bull flags don't always break out. And a bull flag is just a damn triangle. That's all it is. That's another thing like that kind of drives me crazy is there's all these different names for triangles. Pennants, bull flags, wedges. They're all triangles. That's all they are. So yeah, U-shaped strategy is not bad. It can be good, but here's the thing. There's not one strategy that is going to work 100% of the time. That's not possible in the stock market. Because all it takes is one person. Now, I want you to remember this. I want you to put this deep in your brain so you never forget it. All it takes is one person to ruin your day in the stock market. If one Wall Street trader comes in and you're trading one of these penny stocks, say like TRXC, well, this one's a little higher float. Let's say like TNX, that's a good one. It's very low float. You see it rip up here, and then it drops off, and you see it start to come back up here in pre-market, and you're like, oh yeah, this is going to rip some more. All it takes is one person to do this to you. One Wall Street guy can come in and dump 100,000 shares and just crush a stock. So it only takes one person to ruin your day in the stock market. Just one. So you gotta keep that in mind, and just know that there's not a strategy that's going to work 100% of the time. The key to trading is not so much of the patterns and stuff of strategies, because there is a lot of different patterns you can use. The key is to keep your stop losses tight, protect your capital, and minimize your losses. You want to maximize your wins and minimize your losses and keep your losses small, because you can get a win on one trade. You can win 1 out of 4 trades, lose on 3 of those trades. If your stop losses were tight enough and you let your profits run on that one trade enough, you can actually be profitable with only 1 out of 4 wins. I have a lot of experience. I've been doing this for 6 years, but all my experience is from me learning the hard way. And like I said, I don't claim to be a guru. I'm a student myself. I'm still constantly learning, like this Darvas box strategy that I just found the other day. I'm still working with and trying to figure out. Like, you're constantly learning. So I do have a lot of experience, and you can learn from that. There's probably a lot more that you can learn from my mistakes than my successes. So, but I'm fine with taking the hits if it means that you guys are learning without having to take the hits for the hard lessons. Because you can either learn the easy way and listen to someone like me who's not trying to sell you anything, tell you the truth about things, who's not going to lie to you about all this stuff, or you can learn the hard way yourself and go head first into trading, and then lose some real money, and those lessons can get expensive. So, but like I said, you don't have to just follow me. Get plenty of perspectives. Like I said, if you want to watch Ross Cameron, watch him. Just don't buy anything. Watch multiple traders. Look at their perspectives. Look at what they're thinking about, talking about. And let's see here. Voyager just started popping over 660, so Voyager may start moving. Maybe not. It needs to get over 670 as well. So it's just slowly kind of building up there. Yeah, well, I'm glad you found the channel, Asterix. You know, that's what I like to do. Like, I'm trying to build a community here at Traders. That's why I appreciate One Life, DB, or Daniel B, Deseret. What's his name? Desrex. He's kind of new to the channel, but he's got some good insights. Mark Dalton's got some good insights. Mark Guzman's got some good insights. Dom's got some good insights. So we got a nice little community here going where you can actually get multiple perspectives from different traders, because all the people I just named are all different than me. We all invest and trade in different things. So it's a good place definitely to learn and get a lot of perspectives. And I would say we're all pretty honest here. We keep to the truth. We don't like to, sugarcoat too much. And I don't know where Daniel B's at, but when Daniel B comes in, you're going to get a bunch of shit talking and you're going to get some really good insights. Yeah, that's good advice too. Greg's here, my father-in-law from the Swamp Channel. He's on the live stream. You're not clueless, Greg. You've got a good idea of investing, day trading and stuff. That's new to you, but you're good on investing. I appreciate the sub asterisks. Appreciate that. But listen to what One Life says there. Study the great investors of the last 100 years. Learn their perspectives too. Like, it's fine to be learning YouTubers' perspectives and their trading strategies, but go back in history. Look at your Warren Buffetts, your Charlie Mungers, your Henry Fords. That may sound crazy because he's a Ford company, but he also did some investing. There's a lot of information you can learn from those past investors. Even Jordan Belfort, the actual Wolf of Wall Street, that movie was not a fictional movie. That was based off a real person, and Jordan Belfort is still around today. He's got a YouTube channel. The Wolf of Wall Street actually has a YouTube channel, and you can go learn stuff from him. He's got a lot of good content out there. I mean, he's a criminal, but he was riding the cocaine hippos back in the 80s in Wall Street. So, but regardless, he has a lot of experience and good knowledge. Robert Kiyosaki, like I said, is a real good one. Peter Schiff, if you want to learn about economics, because when it comes to trading and the stock market and investing, it helps a lot to learn economics too, like learn the economic systems, different principles of economics. There's three different types of economics. There's the classic economics. There's Austrian economics, which is more of your free market type of stuff. And then there's Keynesian economics, which, in my opinion, is horrible. But a lot of people will argue that it's the best way, but I just don't like what Keynesian economics brings to the table. So, yeah, One Life is a very good. I would say he's a good investor. I don't know how much he does in long term investing that much, but he's a really good day trader. One Life is an extremely good day trader, just like Daniel B. Both those guys are top notch day traders. They've got a good handle on things. But yeah, learn all you can. Like I said, you're a student till the day you die when it comes to investing. You are constantly going to be learning. If you're not, you're going to stagnate and you're not going to make any money because you got to adapt, you got to evolve. Economics changes, market systems change, taxes change. There's so many moving factors that you constantly have to be learning. So yeah, I'm gonna go take that break real quick. I'm gonna take a little 5-minute break, and then we'll give the stream about, I don't know, 20, 30 more minutes here to see if VYGF starts moving at all. Like I said, this is a swing. I don't really care if it moves right now or not, but it does have potential to move big in one day because it did it last Friday. So if it starts getting interesting, then we'll let the stream go. If it doesn't, if it keeps moving slow, then we'll call it a day. Now I'll just continue to hold it. All right, guys, I'll be right back.
Alright, I'm back, guys. I see Voyager slowly creeping its way up to that 675. Uh, yeah, those are some good recommendations. Greg giving some good recommendations as well as books. When I do the crypto live stream later today, come back. I'll actually be on camera for the day trading in the morning because it's in the morning and I'm getting stirring and stuff. I don't like to have the lights because I have these studio lights that I turn on when I'm on camera, so it's a good quality picture and they're like blasting right in my eyes. So it kind of distracts me a little bit from day trading, but later in the day it doesn't bother me as much. So when I do the crypto live stream later, I've got a bunch of books behind me that I'll show you there that you can check out. Another good resource is Investopedia.com, and I'll put that. Yeah, I'm still learning about crypto, but I love everything that I've learned about it so far. There is so much cool stuff with crypto. So Investopedia. No, that's not right. Investopedia.com. Damn, I can't spell right now. I'm trying to type in the chat. Investopedia.com has a ton of. Yeah, I believe that. I full-heartedly believe that crypto is the future. I don't know what coin or currency in the cryptos are going to be the big thing of the future. The value, though, is in those blockchain systems, getting the government out of the way of free markets. I'm a big proponent of free markets, and I absolutely love everything I'm learning about blockchain and crypto and stuff. So that journey, you're welcome to join me on. And like I said, a little bit later, so we had to pop up to 680 there. A little bit later today, probably this evening, I'll do that live stream. And I'll show you them books, and we'll dig into some cryptos. I'm going to try to make some more crypto day trades. Yeah, that'll be later today. Hopefully I can figure out how to get my phone to project to my streaming program, and you guys will be able to see that. You'll be able to see Voyager. But if not, then I'll just use Coinbase Pro, because I can use Coinbase Pro as well. And I may actually trade on both. I may trade on Coinbase Pro and trade on Voyager, because Voyager is free commissions, which is a lot better for what I'm trying to do, because I'm basically trying to do a scalping strategy with cryptos. Yeah, the old frying pan, as One Life calls it. Got the old frying pan going there on Jivo. And Ethereum is the most incredible one of the cryptos. Ethereum, the actual crypto coin is called Ether, but the Ethereum network and blockchain, what can be done with that is insane. Like, there's literally, I don't think there's any limits to what can be built on top of Ethereum. There's a what do you call it? There's a crypto called Mana, and it's the token for Decentraland. And Decentraland is built on the Ethereum blockchain, I'm pretty sure. And it's a virtual world. And this is going to sound crazy, but in that virtual world, it's a big map, and it's broken up into little pieces of real estate.
And there's real estate on that virtual world going for millions of dollars. And the idea behind it is it spans across the globe. So if you're in, say, New Zealand and you've got an internet connection, you can set up a shop in that digital world and actually make money around the globe, and you're getting around all the government regulations and all of that stuff. So I think Ethereum is incredible, and it's gonna be definitely one to keep an eye on. But we'll get more into the crypto later today. Like I said, when I do that live stream, just if you subscribe, be sure to hit the notification bell, so that way you'll be notified whenever I go live. And One Life with a nice call out there on Givo. Givo getting a little pop up, running into that 1070. Well, never mind. It is kind of getting held up at that 1075 area a little bit. If it can break and hold that 1075 area, it could continue to make its way up to that $11 area. Yeah, so there it's starting to pop up. That $11 area is going to probably be pretty tough resistance. Because that 1120 is the high of the year. So high of the year is always going to be pretty strong resistance. Plug breakout. Let's see. Let's check out plug. Yeah. So what he's talking about, this fallen wedge. You can see there. That's your downtrend line, and then you got this support line right across here. And this is a fallen wedge, and you can see it broke up out of that fallen wedge. But like I said, this is just a damn triangle. Like, you know. Because some people might call this a descending triangle. Some will call it a wedge. I just call them triangles. Because it's just a damn triangle. But yeah, it is a reversal pattern. You've got that, you get the consolidation where it's bouncing off support, but you're getting lower highs. So you got a high here, and then this lower high, and then a lower high there. And the trend is going downward, but then you get this reversal where it pops up out of there. Pretty easy strategy to learn. You just got to learn where the downtrend line is on the triangle is, and your bottom support line. So that's downtrending resistance, and this is support. And I've got a whole lesson, playlist lesson of day trading lesson. I've got a whole playlist of day trading lessons on the channel you can go check out, and you can learn about support and resistance and a lot of this different stuff. I even got a video on triangles where I talk about triangles a bit. So you can go check all that out and learn about this. But yeah, it's a good little move there on plug, little pop. And actually on the 1 minute, you have another little triangle forming right here. Resistance right across there, support right across the bottom. That potentially could be a triangle breakout on the 1 minute as well right there. Is there a way to save the zoom? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. Let me get these old lines out of here. Oh, see, actually, my uptrend line was a little off there. Be more like that. This is probably actually going to drop out of this triangle. Yeah, there it goes right there, starting to drop out of it. So on the 1 minute there, that little triangle not holding up. But the reason why I figured it was going to drop out of it is because I'm looking at the 5 minute as well, and it did just go on that run and then got held up there. That resistance there is holding it up, so it's starting to curl over. As I call this is the bent fishing rod. When it starts to look like a bent fishing rod, like there's a fish on the line, a lot of times that leads to a little bit of a sell-off. Sometimes a big sell-off. Let's see, One Live's talking about Gevo. Yeah, Gevo's still slowly building up. And you do got a triangle on that on the 1 minute as well. And look at there, as I'm drawing the triangle, it's starting to break out the top of it. So triangle strategy, I like. They're trading different triangles is really good stuff. They don't always work, but if you can read the price action within the triangle, then you can figure out the probability that's going to break out of the triangle or not. So it's good stuff. Good stuff there. And see, like I said, that 11 is going to be some tough resistance. There's a lot of sellers sitting on that level 2, right below 11. But that high of the year is at 1120, so that's going to be tough. And I would say if it does happen to break past this 1120, if it makes a new high a year, there's probably going to be a pullback after that as well. But alright guys, I'm starting to get hungry. Voyager still just slowly creeping sideways. That's fine. That's why I said this is probably going to just be a swing. I wasn't really expecting it to go to $10 today. That would be pretty wild. It can do it, but it probably won't. But this is probably going to be a swing. I'm at least probably going to hold it over the week, depending on what cryptos do. As long as they stay hot. But this Voyager company, I really like the company, so I don't know. I may hold it for a while. We'll see. I may build this position up. We'll see what happens with it. I'm very interested in this company. But yeah, appreciate everybody joining me today as always. Appreciate those likes if you guys haven't yet and you've learned a lot or you've laughed or whatever. If you don't mind, hit that like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. And like I said, we'll be back later today with the crypto live stream. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Until next time.